Howdy folks, welcome to Infinite Rails Early Access. There's not a whole lot here yet, but what we have is pretty darn cool if you like building your own railroad. So you basically start with a randomly generated world, and then you can put down industries and tracks and just build whatever you want. There's also some pre-laid maps you can fire up if you don't want to go through building your own. I ran through the tutorial just to get an idea of how things work, and it was pretty fun. So I think we'll start a little series. We'll build out some industries. I think there's only like logs and passengers. It is early access. There's not a whole lot here yet. And I hope the menu music is okay because it's on. I do have the game music turned off. But let's hop in here. So I'm going to go to play. I was just goofing around with that one. So can I delete this guy? Nope. Click on the info. There it is. All right, let's just delete that one. I don't care about it. And we're going to go to create new. We're going to call this Kerbo YouTube. Highly original name. And you can give it a seed or you just leave blank for random. There's a creative mode as well. You can do flat. But we're going to do all the stuff. And we'll even do animals. Why not? The biome generation I think is pretty rough at the moment, but there are some animals running around in the world. You can do a couple of these here that are pre-laid, but we're just going to go generate. And we'll get kind of a feel for how the land is. We'll just build a little simple railroad. Start making some money. There's a lot of like scenery objects and everything you can put down, so you can really get creative. Let this thing load up. I don't have this on SSD. It is on regular spinning disk. But it doesn't take too long to generate the world and load in. I haven't got very far into it. There is, I think there's at least a few diesel locomotives. Oh, look, we got a desert. Oh, I see trees over there. We can hit X and we can go into fly mode. Oops, I hit shift to go fast, but you don't do that. Here we go. We can put down a logging camp over here somewhere. What have we got for terrain? So I'm just going to fly around here a little bit and check out this world. I'd like to have a sawmill by some water, but I don't see any water. My first world had a lot of water in it. Oh, is that water or is that just not generated? No, there's some water. What I was thinking is we would maybe have a sawmill over by the water, and then we'd have logging camps feed the sawmill. So we'll let that load in. Like it's generating chunks. Oh, here we have, is that some animals? Yeah, there we go. So fairly simple world generation, but that's fine. And I think we start with, how much? We start with 50K. So F brings up your construction menu. You can destroy, you pick what you destroy. You can do parallel tracks. I haven't done that yet. And there's this little recarve tool. Basically, it lets you put the terrain deformation back to how it was. They're going to eventually have more detailed terraforming. Little tooltip told me that somewhere. This is kind of a stand-in for now. You can see we have rails, switches, walls, bridges, ballasts, trackside objects. There's all kinds of stuff you can put down for the environment. Trees, bushes, animals. All the Unity asset packs are here. We have, yeah, it looks like just diesel. We've got a few different kinds of cars. So we start with the little locomotive 702, and we have a 1 passenger wagon. We have 3 flat cars for cargo. So we don't have to buy those. Those already exist. What we do need is some basic buildings just to get an economy going. I'd like to eventually get to a sawmill, but I can't afford that right now. So what I need is a logging camp and a freight depot. And then we can start making money. So I kind of want a sawmill here. I'd like to take the logs to the sawmill. So it's desert that way, though. Let's go over here a little bit. I'd like to stay kind of in the forest for what we're starting with. That's probably not a bad location there. If we came in a little bit, set up a logging camp somewhere where we had to lay a little bit of track. So maybe put a logging camp here. Ooh, that's bigger than I expected. Insert joke here. And I believe this comes with track. So let's put that there. Yeah, it comes with track, and then you can attach to that. So we'll have the sawmill over that way. We'll have the logging camp here. Where do we want to put like our freight depot to go sell stuff? We want to have a little bit of a railroad here to go places. Don't know how much room we need for the freight depot. Yeah, that's fairly large. So we need a bit of room. Some room here. I don't know that we can, yeah, I don't think there are any terraforming tools yet. This just puts back stuff that you've changed. That doesn't do anything for us. Let's put a freight depot down here and we'll just kind of figure it out. So you can rotate with the arrow keys. It's going to be buried in the ground a bit. I think it might be. Okay, do we have map? I don't have M for map. I don't know if there is a map, actually. And let's go look in settings, controls. Player, fly cam. Inventory dashboard guide. Yeah, I don't see a map in here. That would be handy. Oh, info panel, compass, waypoints. Fog. Okay. So we do have we can turn off the UI button. Got some info there. Okay. I don't remember what those keys did. Oh, there's a compass. Let's leave that on. So we need to go from there over to our logging camp so we can make money. So our logging camp is here. So let's start laying some track. See how that goes. So ring up our railroading and say rail tool. I think the first thing I'll do is put some track this way with some bumpers on it. All right, so I got to figure out the track laying. I played with it a little bit, but we got up in the upper left there. So we have straight. If you hit M, you can go to curve mode, and it just kind of curves to, you know, to wherever you're putting it. Just to be expected. Go back to straight mode. The elevation is L. What happens if we do up arrow, down arrow? Oh, that's literally changing the height. Okay. So that's level. Let's do that. And if we hit L, elevation by terrain, horizontal ends. I think if I do that, it's going to carve it out. Yep, it's going to carve it out. And that's just level track. Oops. Fill tool, link. So yeah, it just carves into the ground. It's got a little simple stone texture there. So now can I put some bumpers on here? Beautiful. Nice and simple. That will eventually, we'll have tracks that go to the sawmill, but we need to make some money before we can do that. Okay, so you can see this is already producing logs. It's got 2 stacks. It's working on the 3rd. So we are producing logs. So now we need to head over to our sell point, which is right over there in the fog. Actually, one of these was turn off fog. There we go. F8 turns off fog. Let's turn that off for now while we're building. So just kind of looking at the land, it kind of makes me want to go this way and then curve over that. We'll try that. Do we have any kind of an elevation tool? How do I know what elevation I'm at? I don't know that we do. If I hit X again, we go back down to ground view. Now there was it F2? Yeah, so I'm at this chunk. I have an XY. I do have a Z there. Looks like my Y is, yeah, the Y is the elevation. So that's at 162. What are we at if we go over here? What's the bad news? I am at 160. That's not bad at all. So we may have to cut into some terrain a lot, but I'm going to try to make this fairly level. So we're going to be coming up through here. I don't know that there's any like track planning tools. So hopefully that's something we would get in the future. So if we bring out a rail tool, we do have double track, but I'm going to do a single track from here. So let's do this. Let's grab that. And then I'm going to say we are in straight mode and horizontal ends. If I go to by terrain, I click here. It didn't seem to really move it up any. So what does by terrain mode do? Yeah, this is cutting into the ground, no matter what I do. I wonder if that only fills in. Maybe it doesn't cut, it only fills in. Apparently we have a day-night cycle because it's getting dark. That's less than ideal. Go ahead and destroy that. And if I bring this out, kind of does it in chunks. And I had it leave pockets before. I don't think it's not a perfect tool. That should set the ground back to how it was. I get that to reset. Nah, it seems to leaves little blooples around. All right, I'm going to go back to straight mode. Horizontal ends. I want to come out to, yeah, about there. That should fix that up. And now if I get I want a left-hand switch to the lever on the left. Yes. Except I want to, how do I change connection point R. Beautiful. And it just works. Gotta love it. All right, and then if I say grab here, and then I bring that in. Excellent. I'll have to learn how the terrain stuff works. For now, we're just kind of keeping it level. All right, I want to come over to here. Does it not show the... Oh, there it is. I was on curve mode. I wasn't. All right, I want to come up 11 feet. I want to come up some feet. Maybe around 4 feet. Well, it was only 2 feet difference, though, wasn't it? I don't need to come up too much. All right, and then we're going to go back to... Oh, it defaults to leveled. Got it. Then that's our camp over there. I'm still in curve mode, so I should be able to come over through like here. Just click. This seems too easy, so I'm probably doing something wrong. Let's actually go see if I hop down here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. 162. That's about where I want to be. All right, cool. So I should have probably followed the terrain a little more, but I'm just kind of figuring this out. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go to. Actually, no. Let's start over from this end because I want to get a switch set up here as well. So we're gonna go back to our rail tool there, and we are on. Let's put on straight mode. We'll come out to about say there. And then I want a left-hand switch on the left once again. R for the connection point. Beautiful. So far, this is working pretty well. Now that's on straight mode. What happens if I click? Yeah, okay, that doesn't work. Don't do that. Destroy. That. Rail tool. Click on there. Curve mode. Perfect. I laid 1 kilometer of tracks apparently and got a Steam achievement. There we go. All right, so we want to latch onto here. We want to hook up over here. And there we go. Just like that. We have an industry, which is creating logs, and it's hooked up to a place where we can sell said logs. I don't like that. That's ugly. Yeah, that's really ugly. I guess. Oh, there are 2 different kinds of switches. Let's redo that. So if we go back to delete, let's get rid of the switch. Let's get rid of that. I forgot. There's a. I think that's an S for small. Let's do that instead. And we can get our rail tool. It's a little small snap, so I was having a little trouble figuring it out. Oh, I forgot, if you do Alt-X, it'll... There we go. We want the small switch, at least on this end. Oh, you can click from here? Nice. Look at that. Cool. So we have our little rock tunnel railroad. Hey, it's a start. And I wonder, can I set this to not have day-night? World, day system. Ah, there we go. It seems like it's... let's turn on... Let's do weather, fixed weather, clear. Just have it a fixed time for now while I'm figuring this stuff out. There we go. Now we can see well. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here with the smaller switch. Get rid of that. We'll go to the small left. Set our connection point. And right click just cancels whatever tool you currently have. So that, and then this guy up. There we go. This is not the greatest place to have an industry, for sure, but it'll work, I guess. Let's curve this out on the shore, and then we'll set up some bumpers, just so we have some track. Now, if I do this, is that... Oh, it parallels that track. If I click on this guy, can I get it to hook into that? Look at that! Tools that work. It's amazing. Alright, let's put some bumpers there for now. Gives us a little bit of buffer if things go south, which they may very well do. There is some decent physics from what I can tell just playing the tutorial. But I'll have to get used to it. Alright, so we need a train, I hear you say. Yes, indeed, we do need a train. This is a train game. So if I do, I think it's Alt-X? No, maybe it's Shift-X. There's a way to go back to where your player is. Is it Shift-X? No. That Cougar down there. Oh, it is Alt-X. Okay. We're good. Let's go put a train on here. How about that? And we'll run some logs and make some money. Just so we can try out some stuff. I'm going to put it on this track, and then we'll move it to... I think, no, the crane goes over both tracks, doesn't it? It should be able to load. Should be able to load anywhere. All right, here is our industry. Get a nice thumbnail. I need to get a train down, though. So if we go back to our placing tool, we can go to trains. And like I said, we have a locomotive and 3 cars. So we're going to want to face our loco, and if we hit R, it'll switch directions like that. I'm going to cheat and just have it ready to load, I think. Or should I? Well, we have to hook up the cars, so we'll place that. And it says I have 0 of those, so I can't place anymore. I got 3 of these bad boys. And it is the, I don't know if this is European style, British style, I don't know. It's got the Lincoln pin and stuff, rather than, like, say, a North American style. But what's interesting is if you back up into this, it automatically connects the couplers. So there's that. All right, here we go. We've got a little Infinite Transport Company train. We're ready to transport some stuff. Oh, yeah. Get into fly cam mode and get a nice thumbnail here. Here we go. So there is a lot of interaction. So we can get up in here. We can turn the UI back on. We can open the door, get in the cab, fire this bad boy up. Hopefully that's not too loud. We do need to let the brakes pump up. I'm going to go ahead and release them. We've got the handbrake on. Not the best horn ever, but it's a horn. All right, we want to go in revoice. And then see they automatically connect up, which I found kind of odd. Then you have to jump down in the danger zone here to hook. So we click and then we click. Got to open up. This kind of reminds me of Derail Valley. Doing all this stuff. All right, brakes off. That brakes off. Give me some regulator. I'm guessing that car needs air to release the brakes. Kind of what it feels like. And I don't know why there's 2 sets of air hoses. You don't need 2 sets of air hoses. Sometimes these are a little finicky if you're right above them. So we'll just top down. Oh, not that much. The controls are really sensitive when you're interacting with them with the mouse. All right, let's get the last car hooked up, and then we can get our logs loaded. Word has it, if you take the brake off, you can go faster. That's the word on the street. I don't know what that noise was. All right, let's get some logs loaded up. So this will bundle up the logs once they're ready to move. So what you do is you click on it and then you just tell the crane where you want to load it. I assume at some point that'll be like a ghost image. It's kind of weird that it picks the whole thing up. And then the crane does the actual loading. And it can only do one at a time. can't queue them up. Each car will hold 2 bundles. It's 12 ton. I think there's 6.4. Oh, cool. It tells you how long it is and then how much load you can have. Cool. All right, quit looking at the scenery and get the logs loaded. It took me long enough building the rails that we have a full train load of logs ready to go. Which is why I built the logging camp first. What's up, buddy? You look pretty serious, man. Take your job seriously. All right. Good to know. Here we go. Once that's loaded, we can head over to the freight depot, make some money, and then we can eventually turn the logs into lumber. We need $60,000 to build a sawmill. Don't know what these are. Is this a building that's free? It doesn't actually do anything? Maybe? I'm not sure. Anywho, let's get out of here. It sticks wherever you put it. All right, let's get our brakes off. I don't think there's wheel slip. Let's just go for it. We'll see what happens. Why I didn't turn any lights on. Front white, sure. One of these is cabin lights. Here it is. Ooh, hello. We got to moving right quick like. There's probably an external view. I don't know what that is though. I need to go and look through the controls better. I believe there's also keyboard commands for all these controls. I didn't bother to look any of that up. Pretty boring journey because we're just going through a rock tunnel. I could have done better with the rail laying. I need to get more familiar with the tools. And I don't know if the world just keeps going. I don't know if it's, you know, infinitely big. I assume there's a limit of some kind. There are different biomes. You saw we had desert and forest. There's various animals in the different biomes. It's early access though. Don't expect a fully polished experience. Alright, there's the freight depot. We got a little bit of wheel squeak going around the corner. That's cool. How do you feel about stopping? Hey, Cougar. It's feeling pretty good about stopping. Wait, is this the wrong side? This might actually be the wrong side. Don't know for sure which side we unload on. Oh, we unload on that side. Okay, well the crane reaches across, so it's okay. It can do either side. Oh, here you are again. I was just talking to your twin brother over at the logging camp. Look at that. So we can make almost $100 more per ton if we turn them into boards. I don't know if one log equals one board or how that works. But they will accept logs or boards. Let's get them offloaded. Can I offload way down here? I cannot. So it has to be in the... fully into the concrete, it looks like. Alright. Fair enough. We'll move that. What lights did I turn on, by the way? Okay. So we have high beams. That must be the big guy up top. High beam back. Front white. Rear red. Front red. Rear white. Okay. Lots of things going on there. Do a little bit of that. A little bit of that. To pull forward about About a car length. Are you gonna move? Oh. You move if I push the brake lever the right way. Hello? Oh, it's charging the brakes. Maybe I shouldn't push it so hard until the... I think it says 5 bar to release. Yeah, 5 bar is release. Alright, now the brakes should be released. I'm a noob engineer. I don't know how this train stuff works yet. I'm getting used to it. It's not run 8. Alright. It's about the car length or so. This controls can be a little finicky. Here, let's put the independent on. Now we should be able to unload these. Move, and then we just say put it here anywhere. And then I'll move it off, and we get paid. You do have to click on it again to get paid, though. Keep that in mind. So if you come over here, we have to right-click on it to sell. You have to wait till the crane's done moving before you can sell anything. It's very particular. Alright. Sell. You'd also move this again, I guess, if you wanted to. There we go. There's $2,300, basically. Get these moved off. It does have handbrakes as well on each car. There is rolling physics, so you should be able to do stuff, you know, like, what's it called, a Dutch drop or stuff like that should be possible. Sounds like somebody's getting smacked upside the head when I click one of these. All right, get those moved over. We'll get these sold. Gotta wait on the crane. Sell, 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 sell. There we go. It's just that easy to make money. And I have 11,000 now. So I just need to do that 5 more times. And I can buy a sawmill. There's also passengers. I didn't see... So we have a fuel pump. Let's see how much the fuel pump costs. Is the fuel pump free? If it's free, I'll just put one down over here. Let's see, arrow keys to rotate. I assume I can just refuel off of here. Yeah, it didn't cost me anything. Okay. I bet the diesel fuel cost me money, though. How does this work? You have to build a ladder to get up there? I didn't even notice that we had fuel. Temperature. Charge. That's the alternator. Water. Looks like coolant temperature. Coolant level, maybe? Air. Tachometer. Oh, that's a speedometer. Tachometer. I don't see fuel on here anywhere. Do we have to put fuel in it? I don't know. Let's pull up and see what happens. And we'll call this a video. Hello? Do I need fuel? Hear noises. Oh, there it is. Fuel capacity 300 liters. Diesel only. That's an interact button. Is it doing anything? That may not be in yet. I don't think it's doing anything. Anywho, if you'd like to see more Infinite Rails, let me know. We can build out a little more. I know we can make a sawmill. There's some way to do passengers, I'm pretty sure. Well, somebody somewhere said you could do passengers, but I don't see a... We've got a station. We have a passenger car. The station doesn't cost anything, though. It's just a building you can make. I don't know. Maybe we'll play around some more with that if y'all want to see it. Let me know. Thanks as always for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. There's a cow over here. Or a bull, possibly. Nope, that's a cow. Hi, cow. You look like a Highland bull. Are you lost? The cow is unimpressed.